Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So today we are going to talk a little bit more about Creepshow Art because I was left some really great comments and I want to read them and discuss those. So if you've left a comment, stick around, see if yours is read. It probably will be read because every single one of them was great. Now, I don't know what's going on with my camera. It's kind of giving me that glow and I don't like it. And I'm not glowing. So, but I did, I tried to put on lashes and they're they're magnetic ones. And I'm going to try to leave them on, but it may not work out because they're very uncomfortable. And I now know why I never bothered learning how to put them on. Okay, so we're going to start with my first Creepshow Art video. Creepshow Art uploads proof of her being a stalker. And we'll start with Maury Gone. And forgive me if I pronounce any of these names or usernames incorrectly. Yeah, see, I'm not going to be able to do it. There, I'm taking them off. Taking them off, putting them back in their container. It feels a lot more comfortable now. It doesn't look as pretty, but okay. If nothing else, this is Maury Gone. If nothing else, I can thank Shannon for introducing me to a lot of new channels, recommendations full of creepshart reactions, responses. I agree 10,000%. Shannon proved she is an unhinged person, confirmed she knows too much about Emily, and showed that Emily was, probably, my opinion, etc. Mine too. Correct about Shannon and Anthony. Emily isn't perfect, but she owns her past. Shannon definitely isn't perfect, but apparently, if it happened more than 15 minutes ago, it never happened. So Shannon is perfect and innocent in her own mind. That's right. She's one of those people that I worked with a person like this who nothing went, like, okay, say a lawyer would call and say, hey, I called a couple weeks ago. Y'all said you mailed the records I requested. I never received them. And most of them in that office were like this. Well, I sent them, so you should have got them. If you need me to send them again, you need to pay again. And you need to submit a new request. Okay, let me explain. What we did was we processed medical records for medical facilities, lawyers, and etc. that requested these records. And for some entities, they would have to pay for the records. And these people felt like, well, if I sent the records and they didn't get them, that's not my fault. So they have to pay again. And yeah, probably not the best approach to people because 100% of the time somebody didn't get records. When I investigate it, it's because of something our office did wrong. But they were so defensive and like, no, I didn't do that, or nobody told me. So that's what I get from Shannon. Working with her is probably like it was for me working with all those other people. Okay, Lacey, Mind of Wind, said she paused at 8 minutes 55 seconds. I don't know if you found it after, but the Google Doc is accessible in a comment she made. I had remarked that when I clicked on the Google Doc, it was a dead link. For some reason, she put broken links into her description and many can only be accessed via the document. I don't know why this is, but it was stated that it seems like she even only typed in some of the dots in the links to purposely make them inaccessible. Creativa Artley said, what Shannon did is literally just proof of how much of a stalker she truly is, and it makes me sick. Emily never deserved any of this. Emily should have just stayed gone. I think she means Shannon should have just stayed gone. She's petty and vindictive, an awful human being who is married to an absolute liar and manipulator, and fellow awful human being. She should have just stayed gone. That video was the one thing I've ever actively wasted my time on, and it wasn't worth it. Way to prove you're an actual stalker. We don't want you here anymore, Shannon. Get lost. And she's right. Direct and to the point, which I love. But I do have more to say about her husband, but we're going to wait till my last comment I'm going to read. But yeah, she's right. Absolutely right. I think she's a she. I'm sorry. If I don't know your pronouns. It's not intentional, so, you know, please do feel free to let me know. Kate LaRock said, I think she wasn't really trying to save herself, but take Emily down with her. Like, no, LMAO, just go away. Yeah, and I agree with that too. I think she figures there's no way to save herself now, so she may as well just try to drag Emily down. And it just, if anything, it made people's support of Emily stronger, just based on what I've seen and heard. Jaden Whedon, love your video on this. I was a former subscriber of her channel, and when she said all that about former current subscribers, me included as a former subscriber, is trashy at best. Like you and everyone else that are saying the 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 55-second video is pointless. It is. I only watched an hour of it and got bored and thought she was sus for the info in her video. So am I pissed? No, not in the slightest. She should delete her channel if she truly feels the way she feels. Also, love you too. Aw. Well, I love you too, Jaden. That's so sweet. Yeah, I'm not pissed. I'm just, because it didn't surprise me at all coming from her. And honestly, if the people who watch her who are now pissed or feel betrayed by her and stuff, please don't think that every YouTuber out there you support is like this, because I want to believe in my heart of heart, and maybe it's naive in my almost 52 years of life to believe like this, but I still think that most people are at their heart good. I don't think she's one of them, but I do believe that. Okay, Skeptical Rebecca made good points. If you think she's coming back with an anonymous account, don't you think she's already done that? Forget the lol cow. I'd like to see her sock puppet account comments here on YouTube. Imagine how much worse she probably was to her friends on their own videos here on YouTube rather than just on some anonymous posting board. And Skeptical Rebecca is correct. And I agree with her. She's right. She probably has several sock accounts where she's just like, you know, you're stupid, or whatever her comments are. And I'm almost curious enough to go and look through Ready to Glare videos and go through the comments and see what mean comments are there and click on it and see if it's someone with content, or because if there's nobody there, like if there's somebody with no content or whatever, I'm gonna just assume, and probably safely so, that it's her. And why did she choose to go after Ready to Glare so hard? Is it because she publicly denounced her? Because you can't blame her for that, Shannon. Okay, Emmy Bear said, I supported her and I could relate to her because I lost my brother when I was 14. Oh, I'm sorry, Emmy Bear. But she even lied about that, and he was just a cousin. So, yeah. Anonymous Unnamed said, thank you. Finally, someone else who saw through Shannon. It must be an age thing because I am 48 and I never liked her. She always made me uncomfortable. People would talk about how nice she was, and I was like, yes, too nice, fake nice. I've met more Shannons in my lifetime than I would like to admit. Same. There is a Shannon in every workplace, in my opinion. Yes, the one with all the compliments yet knows everyone's business, and the one thing I've learned early in life is that if someone is gossiping to you about others, they're doing the same to you. But I digress. I am so happy to see someone else who saw through all the sickly sweetness down to her sour curdled soul below. Nicely put, and I agree with you. And yeah, maybe I'm jaded at my age, but I did not trust her for a second, and I guess that's not jaded because it turns out that I was right. Yay me. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy that I was right. I would have rather been wrong, but this video, Labafond, if I pronounce that incorrectly, I'm so sorry. This video was so enjoyable and you nailed everything right on the nose. Thank you. And I like this one, Kelly Goodman. Shannon stalked the hell out of Emily. Damn. I love your profile pic, Kelly Goodman. But yeah, absolutely. Nana G's Funky Junk said, yes, I too never liked her. Oh, let me open this. I too never liked her. Like you, I could tell. However, with age comes wisdom, so maybe her base has learned this with their age. She's pretty dang young still. I imagine most of her followers were so disingenuous in her stuff. I got sick of her popping up. Didn't know about any of this drama, but Emily Artful Sharon validated me and Shannon validated Emily. By the way, first time watching you yesterday and I followed. Thank you. And I appreciate you. And I love your comments. Mary, okay. Mary Poppins said, hella nah, you are absolutely not turning 52. Thank you. I just found your channel. Thanks, Shannon. Looks like you being a nutter butter has helped dozens of people find actually interesting content. And you do not look like you could be 52. Maybe I'm just getting old. Well, that was just a nice comment for me, but hey, read it out loud, Dawn. Another one from Skeptical Rebecca. Did I? Okay, I'm sorry. She would have been better off going, I don't know why lolcal is saying it's me. That's weird, but I've never posted there. Saying her IP was spoofed. Like, bitch, how the fuck would you know? That's what they did. That's hilarious. Okay, Lola Nightingale said, I do like your video, but I can't stop looking at how... I'm not going to read that. That embarrasses me. But she just said I was pretty. That's sweet. But I really did listen to everything you said. I can't believe how much she exposes herself more and more. Yeah, Lola, you're absolutely right. Just exposing. And it's sort of like, so when the movie Maverick came out, starring Mel Gibson and James Garner and Jodie Foster, it was the early 90s. Because it was when I was working in a daycare. It was like around 1992, 1993, I think. So me and a coworker went to see it, and we laughed so hard that we knew we had to see it again because we missed funny parts. That's how I feel about that Creepshow Art video. I won't watch it, but I watch other people's videos on it so I can get all the information I want. And every time I watch more footage on it, it's something new is revealed to me that I missed. So it's like going to see a movie that you have to see again because you reacted to it so much the first time, you missed stuff. And Cynthia said, thank you for noticing the overcorrection of my husband and I. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I can't stand that. So one way, and most of you probably know this, to figure out if you're using I correctly, like when you're using, like when you say my husband and I, like use I by itself. Like say, my husband and I went to a movie. I went to a movie. That sounds right. Here is a picture of my husband and I. Here is a picture of I. That's not right. That would be, here is a picture of my husband and me. See what I'm saying? But anyway, I think that she thinks it makes her sound smarter when she does things like that. And it just, the way I read it is, bitch, you're dumb. I know that's mean. I'm sorry. I know not everybody writes perfect, but if you're going to be like her and call other people dumb and stuff, then you better make sure that your hat is on straight. I'm just saying. Matcha said, LMAO, not my content being read at 11:55. Great, or my comment being read. Great video, by the way, watching while getting ready for the day, touching grass as per Shannon's demands. Yeah, telling us to touch grass. She's such a heifer. I really want to watch her pathetic response, but I can't find the video. So I shared the link. That was Andy Kinley. I shared the link for him. Okay, so this is from Ash K. I'm looking at her profile picture. She looks exactly like my friend Regina. Okay, who is, by the way, beautiful, so good on you. I think she put the video up because her 6 months were up and she didn't want to lose the monetization income she gets for her videos. She probably was trying to kill two birds with one stone by embarrassing and shaming Emily by putting all of that stuff about her past out there in the meantime. Yep, I absolutely agree with that too. There's so many sneaky reasons why she did and said the things she did, and why does she have this information, and you know, it's just a sneak. Just a sneak. And Frog on Wall said at 14 minutes 45 seconds, if that ain't the damn truth. What I had said was I would rather watch Trish Paytas crying on her kitchen floor for 2.5 hours. And so that's it for that video. Let me move on to the next one. I'm sorry, you guys left a lot of great comments. Okay, so on my next video where I say I have more to say, and I wanted to read comments too. Maury Gone said, I still think CSA's video is the gift that keeps giving because of the comments. I still giggle because I said months ago, like right after Creep Shit went mask off, that she would resurface right before the 6-month demonetization cutoff, and what happened? She did. Absolutely. And I had no idea about that 6-month cutoff until, you know, that video came out and I started hearing about it, and I was like, oh, okay, so I got to make sure that I don't do that. Because it was hard. It was hard to get monetized. It was very difficult for me to get what I needed to get monetized. So I don't want to lose that. Creative. Did I already read this? Creativa Artley said she only proves that she did indeed stalk Emily. She should have just stayed gone. Absolutely. And Nana G's Funky Junk said the comments, memes, and reactions are priceless. She is a creep. Yep. Nebula Cosmic said she only provides evidence that she did stalk Emily for years. For years, for sure. Julia, the cat mom, said Shannon tried to call Tipster an illiterate oaf while misspelling illiterate as illiterate for whatever reason. I'm wondering if she made the video with the spell checker left off. It wouldn't surprise me. Julia, you are so right. That's another thing. You better make sure all your shit is spelled correctly if you're going to call someone else an illiterate oaf. She was so mean to Tipster. And for no reason. That's just who, and that's how bullies are. They pick a target and that's who they're going to go after. But Tipster's not having it. So he's just like, you know, fuck her or whatever. And Maury Gone let me know that I should watch Truth Sleuth's video. She brought up the actual dates the archives were made. Like some of these were archived almost a decade or better ago, then re-archived recently. That is scary. That is scary, creepy stuff right there. So that's the comments on that video. Now let me go to my latest video. Creepshow Art, Touch Grass. Lau's Big Adventure. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. She told me I got a new subscriber today. That was very sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you all so much. Subscribing to my little stupid channel just makes me feel really good, and I really appreciate it so much because I work hard on my channel. I really work hard on it, and I want people to notice it. And KSMC said, oh, what a cute profile pic. Yes, and the attorney wouldn't meander about weird personal stuff and just focus on the actual accusations and charges. This reads as a freshman college essay. That's in reference to what I said about the snippet from the letter that Emily shared on Twitter. I read it and shared it on this video, and it was just expressing that it just was not written by an attorney. It's not written by an attorney that was like last in the bar exam, that got the lowest score possible, you know, that did the minimum necessary to become a lawyer. It was written so poorly. Not poorly as in English, well, a little bit, but poorly as in a lawyer just would not have written that, not that way. He would have never let that leave his office. And Maury Gone says, Emily has a past, a lot of us do. The biggest difference between Emily and Shannon is Emily admitted her faults. She did not justify what she did, though gave some explanations. There is a difference. And the growth in Emily is obvious. Shannon has shown her behavior has not changed in over a decade, and in my opinion, never will. And so Shannon is about 30 now. So from the time she was 19, 20 years old to now, she has not grown as a human. And in that period of time, I went to college, I lost my father, I had a baby, or I got married, I had a baby. Like, not that those things make you mature, but I'm just saying those things help grow me. I was still forming the person I was, but it was all coming together throughout my 20s. I was going through continuous changes. Yeah, I was the same person, but I like to feel like I was becoming a better person, you know? And I don't think I'm better than anybody. That's not what I mean. Just a better person, as in, you know, I'm better today than I was yesterday type of thing. You know what I mean? If Creep Sharks, I love you, Maury. If Creepshow Art's idea of being lazy is not digging up 17-year-old posts and archiving every time someone sneezes, then yeah, we're lazy. Bad joke, but Shannon Smith needs to smoke grass and chill the F out. I know I said the F word earlier, but I'm going to try and watch myself now. Plus, research some of the crap she's spewing. The date someone gets clean is almost never the same as sobriety time. Addicts don't always count a relapse as a new clean date. Had a family member who went through H addiction for a few years, and I've gone to NA meetings with them as support and heard people's stories. And those stories are heartbreaking too. I just want to throw that in there. And she is such a disaster that she's not going to be, she's a narcissist. She's not, and I know that word is thrown around willy-nilly, but she's a narcissist. She's not going to care about what other people have been through or what they're going through or what their addiction is like. All she cares about is her and saving her butt. And if she can't save her butt, then she's going to destroy as many butts as she can. G Ram quoted me because I said, "You know what, bitch?" And she said that cracked her up. It's my mom. Also, I love it how all of us are lazy and she has to do all of this heavy lifting when it comes to Emily. But what about Anthony? He is letting his wife hang out to dry while staying silent. So much of her video is to defend this man who is probably abusive to her as well. And that and hasn't said a word. It's almost amusing, but it's more sad. And it is sad. And it makes you wonder, really, what's going on behind the scenes? What's he doing to Shannon or saying to Shannon to make this happen? Because, you know, yeah, she is guilty, or, well, she's been accused, but so has he. And what he's been accused of is way more severe, and he doesn't feel the need to defend himself because he's a coward and he knows it's true. H says, "Thank you for pointing out that there are lawyers who would take this case for the money. Everybody so far keeps saying that a lawyer would never take this case because you can't win it. But that's BS. Lawyers have bills to pay too. They'll absolutely take on a dumb case to help themselves out a bit, especially if it's a small firm without much of a reputation." And he's right. It's not like there are personal injury cases and disability cases where lawyers say, if we don't win, we don't get paid. If we don't win, you don't pay, something like that. But that's not the same with cases like this. It's, you have to retain an attorney and pay for their work. You have to pay an hourly fee. And it's, for most attorneys, it's per hour, and it's for any part of an hour. So if they say they're $600 an hour and they do 10 minutes of work, you're paying for that whole hour. You know, in disability and personal injury cases, it's different. But in civil cases, federal cases, big cases like this, well, it's not a big case, but you know what I mean. They're going to take it because they're going to get paid regardless. You know what I mean? And lawyers aren't all about winning a case. Sometimes they're hired, retained for as support, as part of the legal team. Like there's like a lot of bigger YouTubers have PR teams. Celebrities have PR teams. If I ever become a big YouTuber, which I don't think I'll ever be that big, I would consider hiring a law firm, like a blanket law firm. I don't think that's the term for it, but that's what I'm calling them. That will help me, you know, through legal battles, even if it's me that's being harmed, you know, ow, boy, pain, help me through it, you know? So it's totally different than disability or personal injury. Okay. Cass said, after her stalking Emily and the lol cow debacle, anyone who still supported her is certifiably crazy or creepy, just like her. And I think she knows that. That's why she told them to F off. They would be too small a group, not enough to sustain her channel. Also, getting rid of them doesn't really matter. She's right. It would be a small enough group that it doesn't matter, but she's not getting any of them back. You know, there may still be people that support her just to be contrarian, but I don't think anybody truly supports her. Like if someone sits there, excuse me, sits there and thinks about what she's said, let's forget about the lol cow stuff, and let's forget about what she's been accused of. Let's just focus on her attitude in this video, the way she approached it, how she addressed people. That she's a nasty person. She's a nasty, nasty person. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that. Tali L, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, said, listen, no judgment for not watching the full, this is a funny one. Listen, no judgment for not watching the full video. It was a brain bleeder. I used to watch Creepshow Art, but stopped when I jumped off the drama train a few years back. I had no idea any of this was going on. I was cleaning my bathroom and her video came on autoplay, and I was like, what in the... What in the dribbly psycho stalker nonsense is this? I had to turn it off so I didn't die alone in the shower of a drivel-induced brain bleed. I spent the rest of my day cleaning, catching up on what's been going on, and I've got to say, if Shannon is innocent and really has a lawyer, there's no way on God's green earth that this video should have been put out. I don't know what she said, much of what isn't already known, except for exposing the creepy extent of her knowledge on Emily's past. I've come to the solid conclusion that Shannon is scarily obsessed with being and destroying Emily. She is with her ex. She copied her YouTube and spent her entire adult life obsessing, plotting, and sabotaging Emily. It must sting to see Emily get up every day and live her best life after she tried to ruin her. I'm scared for Emily. Shannon is unhinged. What she has done is terrifying. Yeah. Yeah, and it is, she's, you know, it oozes of jealousy, that intense female jealousy that is often portrayed in Lifetime movies. It's jealousy, and jealousy will consume you, because if she thinks what she's doing is hurting, at least mentally, harming Emily, she's got another think coming, because, you know, near as I can tell, Emily's living her best life. And I hope she continues to do so. And you know, Creepshow Art, you just know she's like, oh, videos about me, let me watch. And you know, it's just like, it's not like people make videos about Trisha and it just works for her for some reason. It always works for her. She is done. And she's like, I'm done with YouTube. Yeah, because YouTube's done with you, bitch. Okay. Miss Kai June, let me know she subbed to my channel. Thank you so much. Nana G's Funky Junk said, I love the Kentucky Bluegrass suggestion. I had said in there that she needs to roll in some Kentucky Bluegrass. Watch the video if you don't know what I'm talking about. Somebody, J&B said, this heifer, I laugh out loud, I called her a heifer. And that's it for that. I'm sorry this video ran longer than I intended it to, but I wanted to read all these wonderful comments from y'all. And I appreciate all of your comments so very much. And I love that we're having this interaction, because I really feel like we can learn how to better identify people like this and be like, you know what? I don't buy her BS. Next. You know what I mean? And we're also, you know, learning about other channels that exist. I have found so many good channels. One I like especially well is Inksmith. I just discovered him, and I really am enjoying his channel and his content. So, you know, I'm an artist, but I'm really not part of the art community on YouTube, but I definitely found a lot of talented artists because of this. And to that, I guess I can thank Creepshow. You know? So I'm going to get... Where is my thing? So I'm going to get off of here, and I thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to all of you later. Bye!